What's going on, peoples? Man, I'm late again. I was trying to put this video out. I was trying to take care of some other things. I kept getting phone calls in the video, and I'd have to stop it because it was an important phone call. Not until the last phone call where when I dropped the video, well, it hasn't posted yet, but did it show? I mean, it rang, and then I didn't answer it, and I kept going finally. Quick Vic, what up, man? Hey, Quick Vic, where you in Florida? Órale, Famero. La Puffy again. Hello. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so I'm late. I'm like 12, 13 minutes late. Originally, I was going to do this live on when athletes make wrong choices, you know, and they end up getting in trouble and having to do time. But while just as I typed it on there and I said it, I heard some disturbing things on another channel, another genre. It's a whole different genre. It wasn't from the guy's channel who I was watching. Shout out to Joey from Breaking Fetters. It was about somebody that he just had on his channel a few days ago. Now he went onto another channel and they were cracking jokes on the public platform during the live. Sam Streeter out here in Oklahoma. That's what's up. I've been to Oklahoma. Yeah, I know a few homeboys. I know few cats from Sam. Yeah, I'm in South Florida, bro. Yeah, okay. Because I know you always say that word yak, and I believe that's a South. I believe that's a South, or not South Florida, but Florida, maybe South Florida. Yeah, I think Palmetto. I think you were in the comment. I think I seen you in the comment section of the video. So yeah, these guys were saying just disgusting shit about kids. You know, joking about it, jokingly. You know, okay, it's one thing you joke about something. Me personally, I wouldn't joke about that. But I've been around people in the joint and stuff, or county jail, where when they talk to their peoples, they do say stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that's them. But when you're on a public platform doing it, it's fucking disgusting, man. It's despicable. Why would you? You know, it's something. It's just something despicable, man. Kids get hurt. You know, it's not nothing. Bro, and those dudes cover missing children stories. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, well, I heard that the one dude was defending, you know, speaking up about people getting called that a child molester and shit, you know. And then he goes on just 2-3 days later, he goes on another show. And he's joking about it, and the other guy's saying shit too, and then he's giggling about it. I don't understand that shit, man. It's nasty, man. It's despicable shit, man. It's disgusting. You know, you're talking about innocent kids that are getting hurt, you know, being hurt, stuff that is going to affect them for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? Man, it's something else, man. I'm kind of like lost for words. Like, you know, fuck. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm lost for words. Man, I just don't understand this shit. Joey was upset. Joey from Breaking Fetters, he was really upset. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Farmero. That shit's fucking disgusting, bro. Yet they want to talk shit about Joey for being a convict. Yeah, well, one of the dudes is a convict, he said. I seen something in the comment section talking about, they were asking, I guess it was Joey, about the 88. You know what I mean? And whatever, Joey has 88 tattooed on him. I don't know if they were saying Joey has 88 tattooed on him. That shit don't bother me. You know what I mean? That was just like with another thing in this mob genre, because that's how we originally, me, Carlos, and Nelson met, was in the mob genre, the Italian, Sicilian mob, American, you know, American, Italian, Sicilian mob, however you want to state that. You know, the 5 families in New York and Philly, Jersey. We're talking about that stuff. That's how we met. Okay, so there's a guy that's a content creator, and he, you know, he was anonymous for a very long time, and they finally, some people found out who he was, and they doxed him. They put his name out there, some of his charges that he had in the past, tattoo, different things, different platforms that he or sites that he was a member of, and he has a zombie zombie SS officer on him, and he had some German paraphernalia like flags and stuff like that. But he does collect things from war stuff and World War II. He was big on World War II. Anyways, they put things out that he's a racist and he's a white supremacist and this and that. If he was, I don't give a flying fuck, because every time I talk to the dude, every time I've been around him, as far as like on different shows, like on the Angel Gotti show, I've been on with him, different shows I've been on with him. He's always treated with me with respect, and that's all I base it on. Me as doing time here in California. The guy across from me, the bunk across from me, or the cell next to me could be a skinhead. What am I gonna do? Go up to him because he has some Hitler's boots tattooed on him, or lightning bolts or swastikas on him, and I'm just gonna go over there and let's get it? That's not how it works. That dude treats me with respect, I treat him back with respect. So that's what I based it on. So Joey, been to the joint here. If he has 88 on him, that don't bother me. He treats me with respect. My relationship with him is cool. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of times people have certain ideologies in their past when they're younger, things like that. You know what I mean? They might not think that way no more. They didn't get around to covering tattoos. That's not that easy to cover up tattoos, especially if they're big pieces and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Let's see. So, Rich, in my experience, that's something you don't joke about. It's hard, those that go or gone through it. When I heard that the person that I had issued dead, I felt relief. So when I heard them talk that way. Sanjo Lifer, what's up, man? Saludos. Bienvenido. Yeah, it's just something that I still can't get over what I was hearing, man. It was hella, I don't know. I mean, I don't do that shit. I don't call people rats and child molesters without knowing it for sure. Seeing P-dubs, right? Paperwork. I don't even, like, if somebody does something I don't like, I don't even come on here and call them bitch, punk. I don't like those words. I don't use those words. And if you do use them, give that man an opportunity to get his with you. How you gonna call somebody all that on the screen and not allow them to, to get what, it's something else, man. Now this cell warrior shit that's now the modern keyboard warriors, where you got these guys that are who knows who they even are, and they got big shit to talk, and they're calling you all kinds of shit, man. From bitch and punk to fucking all kinds of shit, and you can't even defend yourself, really, because they shouldn't. And they talk about their convicts. You shouldn't be talking like that. You know better than talk like that. Primo, what up, Primo? You know better. I mean, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. But I know how I was schooled, and I was schooled not to do it. We don't do that cell warrior bullshit. We don't talk shit behind the door. We don't talk shit behind the screen. To me, it's the same thing, man. If I can't get to you, you can't get to me. There's no need to take it to that point. Now, if you want to talk shit and say other things, like, oh, F you, you're a chump, you're a joke, you're a fanboy, you're a clout chaser, you're a coattail riding mofo, you're a jive turkey, you're a clown. Okay, those are something else. But when you come calling somebody over and over, got a punk and a bitch, and it's like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. I don't respect it. I think it's whack. I don't think you should be doing it. I don't know. Not everybody gets to school like me, but I'll tell you right now, Sanjo Lifer wouldn't be doing that. Farmetto wouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? I was never much for words. Primo says, I was never much for words. Yeah. Chomo shit is different, though. Different than what? I mean, when it comes to being called a rat or chomo, that's different. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, but it's not. I don't think chomo is more than being called a rat. I think they're right there together. They're two despicable things, right? A chomo is very despicable. Being a rat is, and especially if you're not, and they're putting that on you, that's fucked up. Especially if they're convicts, they know better than that. Look, man. I mean, it's happened before where these dudes open their mouth about things, like behind the walls when we're locked up, and they'll open their mouth because maybe they do know something, but they don't have the proof right there. You know what I mean? Right. Okay, I got you, Rich. And they might have seen the paperwork before, but they don't have it with them right there to produce it. Right. And so what happens a lot of times when you open your mouth and then say something does come through where, okay, yeah, he was right, he was telling the truth, dude got to go. Guess what? Because you opened your mouth about it, you gonna be the one to do it. They'll slide up on you and slide you to peace. You know what I mean? Agreed. No need to call anyone out their name, especially online. Yeah. And that's another thing. Now I'm hearing shit nowadays. It's like, be a man, come see me on my live stream. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Be a man, come see me on my live stream. How does that calculate? I mean, it's one or the other. You can't put that in the same sentence. Be a man, come to my live stream. It's either be a man, come see me, or it's okay. Don't be scared. You can come on my live stream. But to say don't be a coward, be a man, come to my live stream, that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me. Joe De La Mura. We got England in the house. Mob Rats exposed. What's going on there, player? And James Jameson. So I can't, man. I still can't get over that. It's best to listen and not speak. Keep through. Yeah. I mean, hey, bro. I mean, I've been told this before. Like, I've been told this a lot before. I'm very standoffish, they say, right? I've heard that so many times. They say they don't know if they should talk to me or what, because the way I, you know what I mean? But when I go to a new yard or when I go to a new building, I don't know nobody there yet. I'm like Sanho Lifer said, I'm not talking. I'm watching, and my awareness is up. I'm paying attention to everything. You know what I mean? One time somebody said something about me a long time ago when I first started coming on. I didn't have a channel. This channel, we didn't have No Fly Zone yet. But I used to go in the lives, right? And I jump on the panel sometimes. Somebody made a comment that I don't really know how that really, if it, they really go hand in hand, but he said that he knew that I was about it because when I'm on the live stream, I'm constantly, my eyes are darting around, and I just pay attention what's passing, because you know what? I've been in riots. I've been in bad situations where, you got to pay attention, bro, where there's only you and maybe two other homies on the yard, and the opposition has, say 200, you know what I mean? Or in that building, I should say. So I always got to watch, I'm always I've been like that all my, since my adult life. I sit somewhere where nobody could come behind me. I can see everybody that's entering the restaurant or wherever I'm at. I'll position myself where with a wall if I'm somewhere else outside or something. Until you live those situations, people won't understand, you know what I mean? Like, even with the institutionalized with me, sometimes I still wash my boxers in the shower. I still do some things that that I did when I was inside. You know what I mean? Like that, MRE. Listen, I haven't worn this. I haven't worn this one. It's I got a whole bunch of hats. I'm gonna do a video on my hats. I'm gonna bust out the 100. I got about 100 and I don't know, maybe 120 hats, just A's, Warriors, and Raiders. And then I got another bag of hats that I that are old hats that I rebought the same hat but new ones, and I used to wear those. I wear those to work in like the summer months. And then I have this brand. It's called California with the bear. I have a few of those because in the summertime you sweat, man. The sweat stains the hat, so I won't wear my hats. And usually I don't wear hats. Like when I'm in the house, I usually have it off. When I'm in the car driving, I don't wear it. You know what I mean? But the sweat damages it. So, but what I was talking about earlier, for those that are just tapping in, it was another channel, Breaking Fetters. It's a different genre. He's from California, LA area, LA County, but he lives in Florida. And he had a guy that just came on a couple of days ago that was speaking about people being called child molesters and stuff like that, that he don't, he's not with that. He don't like that. And that was just, like I said, 3 days ago. And then yesterday he goes on to another show and they're joking around about kids being molested. You know what I mean? Which makes, it was, and they were trying to tell each other jokes, kid jokes, and it just sounded so disgusting, despicable. Like I don't even get it. I don't get it. And originally, this video was going to be about sports players that end up getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Like Lawrence Phillips, Ray Caruth, Aaron Hernandez, Tony Ayala, Michael Vick, Plexico Burris. But I put the name of the video for the live, and then I heard that, and I had to go back and change it. You know what I mean? Never call somebody a chomo around without proof. Oh yeah, I'm big on that. P-dubs, you gotta have P-dubs, man. You gotta have paperwork. P-dubs, that's it. You know what I mean? And don't come with something that might look this or might look like that. That's still not enough to go on for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. It's got to be black and white with the name and what was said. You know what I mean? That's why I did that video the other day. I did 2 videos. I did a video yesterday about when my so-called friend came wearing a wire on me. You know what I mean? And he fucking got my dog. When they came and hit my house, they killed the dogs. It could have been a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? And then the video I did before that was dry snitching. That was on Sunday. Dry snitching. What's the difference between dry snitching and snitching? Because there's a lot of dry snitching going on, and people I don't know if they realize what they're even hearing, or if it doesn't bother them. I don't know. But I hear dry snitching all the time. That's why I started getting away from a lot of the different channels back 6-8 months ago, whatever it was. And then the difference between an informant and a cooperator. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, at the end of the day, an informant or a cooperator still equals rat. Doesn't matter. Still equals rat. But I just wanted to break it down because that's how I am. I'm just kind of like, I like to be precise about things. And so other people would understand what's the difference. But like I said, informant or rat still boils down to, informant or cooperator still boils down to rat. And you better not go back to your old neighborhood. I'll leave it at that. Just chilling. What's going on, man? I say mine. Who else we got here? Sean Wellen, my Irish partner. Jameson, you're Irish too, ain't you? Are you in Ireland? I think you're in Ireland too, huh? What I miss? Where's the Wait a minute. Is that the real Zio Lesso? Because I know there was a fake one going around. I think I read somewhere. Zio Lesso. That's the real Zio Lesso. I'm half Mick. You're half Mick or a quarter? I thought you were a quarter Mick. Scotland, my bad. So we have Scotland in the house, Ireland in the house, and England in the house. Cool. That's what I'm talking about. If that's the real Zio Lesso, what do you think about that heavyweight bout the other night? Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker. That was a good one. And Canelo and Triple G. Just what I thought was going to happen happened. Whitey Bulger said he wasn't a rat because he was in business with the feds, but not ratting. How can you be in business with the feds and not be ratting? What possible business could you have with them? Enjoyed your video on dry snitching and the wire. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, I wish that wire one didn't happen, but you seen that, how I told that story, how he was playing both sides, man. He talking about, oh man, that's another one. I can't get over that shit. How that dude did that. Nope. Didn't even have a case. He didn't even have a case, bro. And he brought my name up to the cops. I lost it packing on Joseph Parker. Well done, Big Joe Joyce. Yeah. So the way it boils down to now, it's Tyson Fury, Usyk, Joe Joyce, Andy Ruiz, and then the winner of Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius. That'll be the nucleus for the heavyweights to battle out. Even though you got and Joshua's still. I believe Joshua's still there. I think Ortiz is too old now. And Chicago. LOL. Why would I? Oh yeah. You're talking about the different places in. Yeah. Chicago. But you're Cali. Oh, you're in Chicago right now, or you in Cali? But it shows no loyalty in crime. Yeah. Well, in that case, this jackass, he had been working for the cops for a while. Yeah, he's. Remember when I said when when the undercover got on the stand, my attorney asked him, well, who's the informant, which I already knew by that time because I already heard the wires. He said his name, James, blah, blah, blah. You know, his last name, I'm not going to say it here, but his first name is James. And then they said, well, they're called a CRI, right? Confidential, reliable informant. He said, well, what makes him confidential? What makes him reliable? And that's when the undercover said on stand, well, he's given us people's residence and people's vehicles before, and he was correct. You know what I mean? Sad to see Triple G look slow, flat first 2 fights. But yeah, well, I've seen that in him the last couple fights. I even though he beat Murata for the WBA belt, you know, power is the last thing to go on a fighter. So he had the power. You know, he was dropping the dude, knocking. You know, he ended up getting the TKO, but there was no movement from him, no footwork, no head movement. It was just, you know what I mean? And I knew that Canelo's 32, almost 33, or he might be 33. He's in his prime still. You know what I mean? And just because he lost to Bivol. Yeah, Bivol put a boxing lesson on him, but he still didn't get dropped. He still, you know, it still went to the cards. I just knew. The only thing I was wrong on, I thought at some point, Canelo would have got him out of there. I thought he would have got, you know, I thought he would have got a TKO from him hitting him so much that the ref stopped it. But from watching the fight, even Canelo looked like he didn't want to take like charge of the fight. They both looked like they were half stepping. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was a trip. So I only know the Shamrock brother from years ago. You talking about the Shamrock brother? You talking about from UFC? The Shamrock brother. You're talking about Frank Shamrock and Ken Shamrock? Is it Ken? Frank Shamrock and I think it's Ken Shamrock. All right, Rich. MRE Clemenza, straight and honor always. Clemenza. Big Lou, te echo la bendición a ti y la familia. Me respeto siempre. Gracias, don Edwin, y lo mismo. Igualmente a ti, la familia y la isla del encanto. Y también otra isla en el Caribe con la huracán. See, yeah, Canelo was the better man. Canelo's special. Bivol just as special. Yeah, Bivol is. At the time, though, I didn't really know who Bivol was. I knew his name, but I hadn't really seen him fight. And just because of the amount of fights he had, I thought he was out of his league with them. But the thing was, with a lot of these Eastern European guys, they start boxing late, like Usyk and Lomachenko and Bivol, because Bivol, I think, is 32 as well, I believe. You know, they start boxing later, you know. Here's DM. I said, Spence Crawford. I got Crawford. I don't know. Ever since I seen Crawford fight Gamboa, I liked the dude. Gamboa gave it to him at first. And I believe that was the first fight that Gamboa was with 50 Cent. 50 Cent was the fight promoter. That was the first fight, I believe. He came in there. He was looking real good. Dropped Crawford a few times. As soon as Crawford that's the thing with Crawford, man. He can make adjustments midway through fights. He went southpaw. The rest is history. You know what I mean? Didn't Kovalev beat Bivol? No, Bivol never lost. Canelo knocked out Kovalev and took his belt a few years back. Yeah, Bivol and Beterbiev is undefeated. And if Bivol and Beterbiev fight, whoever wins will be undisputed. A lot of Eastern Europeans fight. Yeah, they fight in amateurs. Well, yeah, most people fight in amateurs, but they fight in amateurs long. Like, you know, I think Lomachenko has like what 200-300 amateur fights. But then they do other things too. Like Lomachenko's big on dancing. He's a dancer. You know what I mean? Ballroom dancer. Yankees. Yeah, Kovalev. And Kovalev is Eastern European. He's Russian, but he was already old by that time. Even though he was still champion, like Triple G, he's 40. He's still champion in middleweight. He's got 2 belts. He's got the IBF and the WBA Super. Kovalev was champion at the time. He came off 2 losses to Andre Ward, and Canelo caught him, knocked him out. But I think he lost it. Sometimes guys lose it. They don't have that fight in them anymore. You know what I mean? Just got home from work. Yeah, I gotta go pick up my daughter from school. She gets off in about 40 minutes. Joy's turned pro late, early 30s. Yeah, see? So early 30s, how much time does he really have? You know what I mean? Everybody wants to see Spence Crawford. Everybody wants to see Usyk, Fury. You know what I mean? I think Canelo has a lot of options. See, Canelo has 2 fights that are mandatories, right? I think one is the WBA mandatory with David Morale, who he's a WBA regular champion. Canelo's the super champion, WBA. Then at IBF, the guy's name is Skull. Is mandatories, right? And then you still have David Benavidez. You still have Charlo, right? You still have the 2 light heavyweight champs, the ones that we were just talking about, Bivol and a rematch with Bivol or Arthur Beterbiev. But I don't think Canelo can do it at 175. So they would have to come down or catch weight, maybe at 170, or come down to 168, super middleweight. Thing is with Canelo though, Canelo's only 5'8", right? I don't think he's 5'9". 5'8", 5'9". If you want to be technical, that's like that height wise welterweight, maybe junior middleweight, you know what I mean? But you're talking about light heavyweight, 175. Montauk. Yeah, I've been checking every little while checking his home run stats to see if he did, if he hit 61 yet. My granddaughter comes to my house after school a lot to get some prosciutto and gabagool. That's what's up. Yeah, Scotland. I would want to one day be. I want to go to Italy. Besides going to Puerto Rico, I want to go to Italy. But I would like to go see the castles in Scotland and Ireland and stuff. I was at work all day today. It sucks so bad. Montauk. Yeah, so there's a lot of options. Yeah, Canelo's too small for 175. He technically is too small. Yeah, he is. I would say 154 probably tops. You know what I mean? At being that short, 5'8", 5'9". That's even like Danny Garcia. He's 5'8.5". He started at 140. Now he's at 154. That's 14 pounds. He says he feels stronger, but I don't know. That was his first fight at 154. He put him on Benavidez, Jose Jr. He put him on him good. Body, he worked the body. He worked, he went upstairs, footwork. His defense was pretty good. He looked pretty good all around. It should have been a unanimous decision. I don't know where the split came. The majority, that just didn't make sense. But Danny Garcia was knocking a lot of guys out at 140. He knocked a few guys out at 147. Not as many as he did at 140, but now he's at 154. So we all know if he wants to become champion at 154, there's only one guy. He's got all the belts, Charlo. So, what's he gonna do? But I heard that was another thing I heard the other day, that WBA ordered Triple G to fight Lara now. Lara is the WBA regular champion, and Triple G obviously is the WBA super. But I heard Danny Garcia's name put with Lara, and Lara's a boxer. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, even if he was to win that, even if Danny Garcia fought him and won the WBA regular, it's not even, a lot of people won't consider that a title, a major title. I grew up a stone throw from a cathedral that was burned down by the nephew of Robert the Bruce. Wow. All right, Yankees, handle your business, man. Casper, hello. Who's Casper? Oh, Casper, good last night. What's up, Casper? Thanks for stopping by. I seen a couple new names in here today. Did you go to in Primo? When I was in Great Britain for the Air Force, there were castles every 2 miles. Yeah, Great Britain got them too. Yeah, I know. At one point in time, you could, when you went to Europe, you can go to country. You know, Portugal to Spain to France to England to Italy, no problem. But now I heard you got to have a separate passport. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. Cold day in Scotland. I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost, but I'm not a real ghost. I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost, but I'm not a real ghost. So you're like Pinocchio. You're a boy, but you're not a real boy. I don't know if you guys seen that. The new movie. There's a new Pinocchio. I liked it. Pretty good. I watched it with my kids. Tom Hanks plays Geppetto. I like that one. Yeah, it just came out a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It's on Disney Plus. Robert DeBruce was a badass. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you know. Yeah, MRE's all in the history. When he was doing the stream the other day, he had his sword. Somebody said, "Are you swinging an aluminum bat?" Primo, were you near Alconbury or Charleston? Yeah, I catch MRE's lives every now and then because he goes like late. He goes on a lot of times later, and I'm in bed usually by then, because I got to get up early. But I'm sure he would have you on. Send electricity links. We have no electricity on general power. Everyone send electricity. Oh wow. Well, I mean, unfortunately that sucks, but at least everybody's okay with these hurricanes. There it is there, Primo. Primo is always welcome. Yeah, Puerto Rico gets hit every year from them hurricanes. That's crazy. That one they had a few years back, what was that, 2017? That one was pretty bad. Florida, I think they're saying, yeah, just like what Jameson said right here, Florida looks wild. Hope everyone stays safe. Yeah, because I seen DeSantis on TV. Was it yesterday or earlier this morning? I think it was last night. I'm in the middle of the night when I got up to use the restroom. He was talking on there about the hurricane stuff. Yeah, he loves talking about history. I love talking about sports history. Now, when I talk about history too, I know a little something. Not much, not like you, nothing like wars and stuff, but more like history as far as different nations conquering this nation, and certain areas which you wouldn't think would speak this language speaks, like for example Angola, they speak Portuguese. The continent of Africa, things like that. All right, Casper, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to sub to the channel before you leave. Thanks. Primo, I had a pub called the Fox of Cathworth. We done Tex-Mex food for you U.S. service people. I mean, wow. Tex-Mex, huh? That's Yankees. Yankees for life. He loves Tex-Mex. Give me some Tex-Mex. It's funny when it's a trip when you hear people like California, and then they talk to like about Mexican food, and they'll talk to somebody from Texas or New Mexico or Colorado, and they compare the foods and stuff. It's a trip, just like just like if Italian restaurants from New York compared to New Jersey, compared to Chicago, you know, uh, and I guess too it depends where you're from and from the boot. You know what I mean? MRE knows his onions when it comes to history. 6 years out there, huh? Yeah. So I just dropped a video just before this on as part one because I'm gonna do a second part. I'm gonna try to keep my recorded videos shorter, like between 10 and 15 minutes. And then if I gotta do a second part video, I'll do that. I think it's a little bit better when you do videos that are a little bit shorter because sometimes people don't have the interest or the patience to watch something that long if they see an hour on there, for example. Yeah, maybe the title caught their attention, but if the video is too long, they might not, not compared to a live, but a recorded video. They'll strain. ¿Cómo está, mi amigo? You know what I mean? So I did a video on the question is, but then I was giving backgrounds on them. Who do you believe was the bigger star of pro wrestling back in 80, from like mid 80, 84, 85 up until 90? Was it NWA heavyweight champion Ric Flair or was it WWF champion Hulk Hogan? So I just dropped a video on that, but it's only part one. I think it's 11 minutes, 12 minutes. And then most of the videos about Ric Flair, and I only bring up Hulk Hogan's debut, when he debuted and what promotion. And then I'm going to come back in the second video and speak more about him. Muy bueno, hombre. Muy bueno, hombre. Muy bien. Muy. Take out the E. Muy, M-U-Y would be muy. And bien, B-I-E-N. B-I-E-N, bien. Muy bien. And you're right on the hombre. It's with an H, but you don't pronounce the H. But I'm going to say that like I'm a cowboy. Muy bueno, hombre. Uh-oh, we got Wolf Day 1A1. Sports question, Lou. Who was bigger sports star, Babe Ruth or Jack Dempsey? I'd say Dempsey. He was more international. Shit, I don't know, bro. I wasn't around back then. But Bruno Sammartino, best wrestler of all time. Well, Bruno has he passed now, but he had big shit to talk about, both Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Bruno was stand up, he was a strict guy, old school guy. He wasn't for the shenanigans. You know what I mean? He wasn't. Hulk Hogan took steroids. Bruno wasn't for that at all. Highly against that. And then some of Ric Flair's behaviors between tapings and different things, him drinking and stuff like that. Bruno did not like that at all. And since you brought up Bruno, Bruno was with Vince Sr. When he came back from Canada, and it was WWF at that time. And Bruno, he had the big following from the Italians. When people say WWF, well, now WWE, they say, back in the day, they would say New York, but the office is really out of Connecticut. But New York, Boston, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, that was all considered their area. And I know this, that when Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, they sold out everywhere when they met each other in first in 91, I think it was. They sold out everywhere but Madison Square Garden. So Bruno always used to bring that up. Bruno was a big man in New York for years, a lot of talent. Yeah, it wasn't just New York. Bruno's from Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But Bruno was big with all the Italians, all right in that, those states that I just mentioned. He was huge, huge. And like I said, he was like, like if you talk to Henry Aaron before he passed, he didn't dig that steroid shit. You know what I mean? And Bruno's was real big against it as well. But I was talking about Ric Flair, about how all that, when he started in 72, this is his 50th year right now. They just did, and he just wrestled on July 31st. Yeah, his performance wasn't all that well, but he still got in there, 73 years old. But when you talk about Ric Flair, this guy's wrestled like all the main legendary guys. You know what I mean? Like he's Harley Race. That's who he won the belt from the first time. You got the Briscoe brothers, Jerry and Jack Briscoe, the Funk brothers, Dory Jr. and Terry, Dusty Rhodes. You got Bruiser Brody, Carlos Colon. You got what was his name? Blackjack Mulligan, and then his son Barry Windham, Lex Luger, Sting, Vader, and then not counting the guys he wrestled way later in his career when he's in his 50s. Roddy Piper, that was another one I missed earlier. Yeah, Roddy Piper, him and Roddy Piper, good friends, but they had a feud. Carlos Ortiz passed away a few months back. Middleweight, but no, Carlos Ortiz was he was lighter than middleweight. Dusty was 70s and 80s. Yeah, and Dusty Rhodes is my favorite wrestler because Dusty Rhodes was fat, chubby. You know what I'm saying? He'd get in there and do his thing, baby. You know what I'm saying? Remember how you said American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby? He said he was the common man's, what do you say, the common man's son? Or he's the common man. His dad was a plumber. Dusty was a trip, man. Dusty Rhodes is my guy. You know what I mean? Von Erichs, the Von Erichs ran WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling, and that was in Dallas, Texas. And then you had Dory Funk, the father, ran Amarillo, Texas, and then Tully Blanchard's dad, Joe Blanchard, ran San Antonio, Texas. And then Roddy Piper started originally in Portland Wrestling, I believe. Hey, Lou, you think Ken Patera could have done? Hell no. And speaking of Patera, he trained with Vern Gagne and Bill Robinson. They trained Ric Flair, Ken Patera. They all busted out in 72. There's a couple other ones too. I can't remember right now. My days were Dick the Bruiser, the Crusher. Yep. Vern Gagne. Yeah, Baron Von Raschke. He wrestled all through the 80s too. I remember him being tag team partners with Larry the Axe Henning. I did a video primo not too long ago. Last week or 2 weeks ago on the nepotism in wrestling, and then I left a few families out that I didn't realize it. Jake the Snake Roberts, his brother Sam Houston, his sister Rockin' Robin, and then the dad was Grizzly Smith. And I had left out the Poffos, which is Randy Savage, his dad, and then his brother. And I left out one other one. I can't think who it is right now. Royce Gracie is my favorite. The Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man is cousins with Jerry Lawler. Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. Yeah, I hear Ric Flair talking about them a lot. Vern Gagne ran AWA Wrestling. Andre the Giant had 2 hotel rooms, as used a bath to go to. He used to poop and piss in the bathtub. Man, they had that. I was listening just the other day. Man, it was Dusty Rhodes. This is old video. Old. It's just audio too. It's not even video. It was Dusty Rhodes, Pat Patterson, and they're both gone. It was Michael Hayes, I believe, Jim Ross, and I think there was somebody else, and they were just talking about all Andre the Giant stories. You know what I mean? Andre the Giant, they had to keep him fresh. They would loan him out to different territories, and he would travel, because you just couldn't keep him one place because he would never, if he got beat, you couldn't let people see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Leap and Lanny Poffo, and then their dad had that promotion in Florida, Angelo. And a lot of people don't know, but Randy Savage played baseball for the Cardinals, the farm team. I don't think he made it to the pros, but he was on the farm team. So I got some other stuff too for wrestlers that were played football. I'm gonna drop some. I don't want to say the names here, but I got that coming. I got also before this one, I was gonna do it on when sports athletes get in trouble. And I also got, I'm gonna do a video on all the wrestlers from Minnesota and all the wrestlers from that came out of the West Texas State University. There's 12 wrestlers that came out of the West Texas University. 7 of them are in the Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame, and 3 other ones should definitely be in there. I don't know why they're not there. There should be a total of 10 in the Hall of Fame, but they're not yet. There's 7 so far. And I'm gonna talk about those and a couple other wrestlers from Texas, but there's a lot of guys out there, Marius. I'm gonna go ahead and close this down. I appreciate everybody for stopping in. I gotta go get my daughter from school. I don't like to leave her out there waiting because she meets me across the street at the park. So there's some homeless people sometimes at the other end. So I like to be there when she gets out. But with that being said, I appreciate everybody for stopping in. And if you haven't already, please sub to the channel, like, share it, and also comment. I comment back on everything, on all comments. Yeah, you too, MRE. Also, that video is going to be dropping. I already put it. It might be already there now. The part 1, the part 2 will be coming right after that. And then I got some other things in the works as well. Some other waiting for Aaron Drudd to hit that 61. So like I mentioned, Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 1961, and now fast forward 61 years later is right now 2022. Aaron Judge's going to tie it or break it or both, right? And waiting for that to happen so I can drop him a little video telling him good job. You know what I mean? And it's history, Yankee history. So it is what it is with that. And thanks for everybody for stopping in. Big Lou gonna tap on out. Everybody have a blessed remainder of your day, positive, productive one at that. More prison stories coming. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit more things too on that. I got all kinds of different things to talk about, but yeah, we're gonna be doing some little things with that as well. All right, everybody, thanks.